Having walked the room a little bit, there was super lively conversation. Nick, what's your favorite table so far?
Oh, I have to admit that I love the conversations on table 38.
All right. Why is that the favorite table?
So on 38, they were having the strategic discussions. Do you need to centralize or decentralize? Do I need to have an innovation department, yes or no? But on the same time also have very practical solutions. How do we now come with those new innovations or new products? The old school ideeënbus to hackathons. So we're both having the strategic discussion and the practical implications.
Thank you. Let's get started. So for those of you who are not in the morning, here you see customer and value, our benchmarks. You see the global, Europe and Netherlands scores on a score of 1 to 100. By the way, if you look at the app, we're very gentle for everyone. You cannot score in the bottom part. And you see that over the years, the focus on customer and value has really risen, but still it's in the average in the 60. Now, customer and value is the combination of customer journeys, your ability to do really AI digital marketing, sales, pricing, and customer service. And this year we've seen a huge uptick in customer service because this is where we saw some of the examples. The Gen AI turns out to be super powerful. So let's see where this room sits compared to our numbers. Can we have the Mentimeter? So for those of you who haven't found it yet, in your CIO app there's a Mentimeter with a couple of questions. 3 questions to be exact. And it kind of hovers around the 70, which is slightly higher than our. So we have the crème de la crème of the Netherlands here in the room. You're slightly higher than our average we measure. You also see at the Mentimeter that there's quite some distribution in the actual scores. Nick, your second table, where do we go?
So for the second table, I think we go to table number 39 or table number 40. Where I see Daniel sitting. Yeah, it's table number 8. I still have to get used to the table classifications. But it's about the topic of modular technology. And I think, free to quote Daniel here, the moment to use modular technology is super important in our modern infrastructure, in our modern technology stack. Because at a certain moment, we might decide as a company to build certain capabilities ourselves. But then another moment, we might see, hey, there's something better on the market available that we can reuse. So the reusability, but also the plug-and-play capabilities of your modular technology, I think is very important.
Thank you very much. Let's have a look. So on modular tech, we see that the Netherlands actually made a huge jump in our score. Can I have the slide back for a second, please? In our score, thank you very much. In 23, also within Europe and also global. We think that's partly because now the necessity is there to actually liberate data, to use it in all these new kind of use cases. We've seen so many examples today, but it's actually really a massive uptick, 16 points in our score. Now, modular data and modular tech, I mean, the theory has been known forever. It's expensive, it's a necessity, and now we see really that the leaders in our benchmark basically have finalized that. And they accelerate away from the pack in their same sector. So can we see the Mentimeter, please? Where do we sit? Here as well, the average on the tech architecture is slightly less than the advantage of cloud technologies, but it's not a very material difference. Full advantage, by the way, if you want to take your score, change your score of cloud technologies, is not that you're on cloud, but you're more business agile, your cost to serve is lower, and you're more secure. Anyone wants to change their score? That's very good. All right. Actually, this is slightly higher. What we do in, for example, the CIO of the Year election is that we come to visit your company to see if this is a little bit, say, inflated self-assessment or not. But we'll spare you that for this afternoon. Let's move to the final one, impact and risk. And I think if there's one topic that has also seen a massive uptake recently, actually better in the Netherlands than we see in Europe, is this particular topic of impact and risk. It went from below, basically, or around 50, which, by the way, is the threshold. If you ever want to compete in this game or this election here, if you score below 50, you don't make the shortlist, to a very decent 65. So where are you in the room? Let's go there. This is impressive. A score of 80 and higher is super impressive. So I guess very little new was told to you by the various presentations today. I hope you had enough inspiration for the last 20% on that. What we see, and just to give you basically our cybersecurity program is anchored at C-level, which means that all your C-level executives actually know how to react when there's a crisis, know how everything is organized, know what the crown jewels and key data assets are, and know exactly how everything is organized from a process perspective. Anyone would like to change their score? And we have a number of those people that are actually the topic of this question in the room today. So you can check out whether this is true score during the drinks a little bit later. What you've experienced is a very simple form of the engine that is powering the Digital Knowledge Institute, which we take observable behaviors out of companies. So if I would walk into your company, could you show me the behavior? So could you show me how your C-level is actually doing that, yes or no? So that's how we test these kind of things. And that makes the conversation super, super easy to do. What we also see is that you've now experienced a number of different topics, that no company has a single path to navigate through these topics. It depends on your starting point. It depends on where you would like to go. Doing one topic all to 100, and then the next one is a sure recipe for failure. And if you look, for example, at customer and value, we see lots of companies that started with marketing, then with sales, then with customer strategy or customer service, which is perfectly fine as long as you have that vision where you would like to go. And you pick up, hi Anneke, one topic basically every quarter that you drive through for a couple of points in combination with enablers, people, talent, and the outcomes. With that, I have 0 seconds left. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this little exercise. I hope you enjoyed the discussions, and I'll turn it over to Hiske.